Okay, I'm going to build a trailer for my new, well, it's not quite new, but it's new to me, used Buckeye Breeze LX, and it has the 912 engine on it. And I need to build a trailer, and so we'll build a trailer from Harbor Freight trailers. This is the Harbor Freight trailer. I've taken it, got it all piled up here. I've got some extra material that I bought from a scrapyard, and hopefully that'll be enough to build this little custom trailer. Alright, to cut my material, I'm just using a simple little cut-off disc, cut-off wheels, and so I grind these off. I'm going to use these later as on my ramps. So this is what I have left on the material. I've got it kind of laid out here, and this is going to be the tongue. This will be the back end. I have plates set up and kind of laid out the way I want it. This material inside the tongue comes from Harbor Freight, and we have one that sits inside the other because one is smaller than the other, and just sits in and makes a channel out of a, not a channel, it makes a tube out of a channel. So that's where I'm going to set up my tongue. We'll put the plates across, I'll weld the tongues up, weld the outrigger. No, these are the outriggers. And then this is going to be the sidebar. I'll weld into that. And set the plane on it and see how far it goes up. And about $1 a pound, so I'm going to use about 3 of these. I'm going to fill them all up along this axle. And then I'm going to tie in the tongue to these plates. And okay, I'm welding this plate to the axle. I'm going to put another plate over here and another plate over here, and probably spacers in between. So right in between I'll put some spacers. Okay, we're going to do some bench welding here. I'm going to add this extra piece to make it 18 inches long. And just flat weld that. Tongue. Just kind of tacking it all together.
You didn't take the paint off here.
And the prep guy didn't take the paint off. Okay, we're setting up the plates on the axle frame here so that we can actually put our outriggers to it. And I'll kind of show you how that goes together later on in the film. Plates, and we'll put a flat plate on the top, and then we're going to put the tongue to that. Okay, I'm going to weld the outriggers, and this is what is going to hold the frame for the tires coming up on the plane, and the ramps. And as you can see, I've got those cut out, and it looks like a mess right now, but once I get them welded on there, I'll take another video and I'll show you exactly what how this is working out. So the outriggers I was talking about, and I'll show you. I'm going to put a tire on here and I'll show you what I'm talking about, because this actually holds the frame for the ramp. So you'll see that after I put a tire on it. It'll kind of start looking a little coming together, in other words. Now I'm going to add some gussets in here to kind of strengthen this outrigger out, because it's a long ways out there and we just don't want it to, you know, warp or anything. So I'm going to add some gussets in here, tie it right to the axle and to this square tubing. An idea of what I'm talking about. This is the trailer tire, and then right here is going to be the ramps for the airplane tire. And then of course the fender goes over here, top of that, and it'll just kiss that, kiss the airplane tire as it comes over. Holding the tongue and the braces. This is the brace. We're going to have one on each side. This is the tongue. And we've squared it out to the to the axle. And so comes around here, and this is, we'll flip it over and then do some weld. But right now we're putting in small braces on the tongue to the plate. Thing, but better safe than sorry. Got the braces welded to the tongue, and there's our back end with our axle. These are the outriggers. That's going to hold the ramps for the airplane. Fender, and
That looks better than the fenders you had on the other one.
it does.
Oh,
Nice fenders, and so this is going right along. There's our tongue, and here's the back end of it. Making the fenders. Okay, I've welded this piece up, and this is going to be for the front tire and the winch. See the winch down there? So the winch is going to go right back here, and this is going to go on the front tire. I'll show you. So it's going to fit right about like that, and I'm talking on my video here, and it's going to go on the tongue right here. That's how it's going to set. So we got the fenders on. We'll put the stop on and the winch and the trailer jack. Hinges, and these are going to go on the ramps. I'll show you that later, how that goes on the ramps. And the smaller ones are going to go for the strap that goes over the tire that locks the airplane tire into the ramp. So I'll show you how that goes together later. The ramp goes on right there, the ramp. And I call it a ramp, but it's kind of stationary.
Don't bounce it too hard because you knock it out square.
Okay. And then we're going to put the strap in across it. Yeah, I guess you'd call it a ramp. But this is where the tire is going to set for the airplane. Then over on this side, I'm going to build a ramp, an actual ramp that goes down and pulls the plane up on the on this ramp. How's that? And here's my hinge. See the hinge that I put, and it actually lets this ramp come up and down so that we can take the tire off in case we have a flat tire. So that's why the hinge is up. We'll put another hinge back here for the ramp to, for the plane to go on, off and on. There we go. And we're on the trailer, and this is the ramps I was talking about. This will be the strap that goes through here and holds the tire down. But I need to set this stop right here, my little stop that I need, so I can figure out exactly where to put the winch and the stop for the front of the airplane. So I've got the back over here too. This is the ramp. Kind of homemade ramp. I made out of strap and angle iron. And we'll set that and then get the front end set. Should be pretty close. My stops, and I call them stops because the wheel just, the tire from the plane just comes up and stops right at that dimension. And then you can see it's nothing but angle iron, and just angle is all it is. And it's just going to hold this. I'm going to make this strap so that it actually goes over the tire, and it'll hold this rear tire, or hold this airplane tire into the ramp itself. From here, I'm going to measure where to put the front wheel stop. Okay, so we got the, this is going to be the hitch here. This is the winch. Got that all set up. This is the trough that the front tire is going to go in. It's going to be for the spare tire. Jack is painting.
Yeah.
And we're just going to make it kind of blue on the outside here, and then put the tread plate over the top of it. So here's the ramps, fenders. It's coming together. Okay, we're getting the hitch. That's this guy, and the winch. That's that guy. And we've got the bolts already set up for our spare tire. Putting down the tread plate or diamond plate, and we had to do a little touch-ups on the side here. So Jack has got this overhang so that we can pull it down about 3 inches in the back. So we got the deck plate on, covering up the rear wheels, and I'm going to put deck plate over on the inside of here and here and here. And we did the inside of this with a little stop for the front tire of the airplane. And the winch is on and the hitch is on. Put the hinge on here so that ramp could come down. We could actually change the tire. So this ramp will move. It's on a hinge. This ramp comes out for the plane to come on, and it's all hinged. And then I'm going to put out here, I'm going to put probably my gas tanks or something I'll put out here. This strap to hold the tire, the airplane tire down. So we've got it almost complete here. I've got the spare tire on, and the spare tire is being held with some cut-off bolts and just welded onto the trailer. And it came in through the side here, up underneath. Then I went into the frame, underneath the tire, kind of snaked it underneath the tire. I'm going to come out here for the side markers. I'm going to put 2 side markers on each side. And then the tail light's going to go right back here in this area. Right here is where the tail light's going to go, right on the fender. We're still going to put more deck plate on these. And then I'm going to put this pipe in here, which will hold my my windsock. Marker lights on the side here. We've got the tail lights all hooked up on both sides. We've got the tread plate, or you don't call it tread plate. What do you call this other stuff, Jack? Deck plate is all in place.
Decking.
And this is actually ready to take to DMV.
Actually, it's called diamond plate.
Diamond plate. There we go. This is ready to go to DMV. The trailer is complete. Lights all work. I hooked it up, rode around the block. Seemed to work just fine. And so this is the final product.